Hey guys, welcome back to another Bedrock Edition storage tech video. Today I'm going to be showing off a modification to my quad bulk storage that I posted the other day, and yeah, let's get right into it. So for those of you that haven't seen the quad bulk storage, I'd recommend you go check it out. The general consensus is you have 4 items per slice instead of just 2 like a standard bulk system. There were some problems with my design here, and those ones I chose to tackle in this new project that I've been working on. Right here, as you can see, is a much more compact and versatile lower unit, which is able to take a reading directly from this hopper, telling you when you're out of boxes in this hopper. Wonder if this unit still works. Yes, it does. So you saw that as soon as this hopper was emptied, we got this light that turned on. And that's just an indicator light to say, you're out of boxes, just letting you guys know we're going to call the encoded bulk and ask it to send more items. And so that's a peek at what today's video is going to be about. So this storage is not encoded. It does all of the sorting on hand and it stores everything here. You'll see in technical Minecraft servers, lots of times storage systems will be stored many chunks away out of simulation distance so they don't cause lag. Now for something like a personal server with a strong enough computer, this setup is perfectly fine. However, if you have a domain, there's a good chance you'll cause lots of lag with this type of design, depending on the quality of the actual server. So people have moved to encoded bulk storages, and just encoded storages in general. We can see here that I'm using my lower design for this unit. I still have the direct comparator readout, and I have that going into a latch. Right now the latch is set. So let's reset it. You can see that this hopper is locked. Because there are items in here, this hopper is locked. If I were to take all the items out of here by using this storage system, you could see a couple things happen there. One, our indicator light turned on, showing us that we do not have any more items in this hopper. 2, this hopper unlocked, and it will stay locked until we send a signal through the system after all of the items are sent through a dropper line. This is a dropper, and reach this chest because this one's unlocked. So the idea is you will stack this unit however many times. Every hopper would be locked except for this one. So you feed items through the dropper line and they reach this hopper and get output into this chest. So you could set it up with this simple clock that once all however many items you're calling from your bulk make it into the system, you power this line, it resets the latch and locks the hopper again. Now that wasn't a great demonstration because obviously you can see our indicator light is still on. Items would go through, turning off our indicator light and relocking the hopper. The idea is exactly the same up top. I've reworked the upper box display to work without any additional pistons. my falling edge monostable circuits are in the form of copper bulbs, which are better than pistons on lag. However, they struggle because they emit light, so that's why I'm using the fully oxidized version, because they don't emit as much light. You can see in my previous design that there was no way to properly take an output from this chest here because of the way I was breaking and placing new boxes. That's where this design came in. This design was wide and it was bulky, and there was no way to have an indicator light fit in between. So I decided to deal with the problem at hand, going from 2 pistons per display unit down to 0. The display unit still works exactly as intended. These just form a T flip-flop so that every time this is positively updated, it breaks a box and displays a new one. What you can see here is this allows us to take a direct comparator output from this chest. This is different than this, however. We're taking a comparator output from the hopper below the chest, but I prefer taking an output from the chest directly, as this is what you're going to be accessing, not the hopper. In this case, where it's an upper unit, you still can access the hopper for the last 5 boxes. Down here, you can access the dispenser for the last 9 boxes. As you can see, we take our last items out. It goes through the exact same latch system as before and activates our indicator light, showing that we're completely empty. Items will filter in using our encoded line. Up here, same thing. The latch will be reset and the indicator light will turn off. This option here allows for 1 indicator light per chest. This makes it so the unit is wider. You cannot reach everything from the middle anymore. You have to walk to the edge and access the boxes and the chests. The alternative is to share an indicator light between the lower half and the upper half. This means whenever we run out of items on either side, the light will turn on. Moving on, we want to understand encoding. There are a bunch of good videos on YouTube that explain it much better than I do. The general idea is we use binary numbers to establish a code for each item, in which we can encode that number, send it off to an external bulk system, and request items based on that number. You can see here, I have roughly half of a 6-bit binary encoder. The idea is you would take a block that you have in your storage system, like cobblestone, and assign it the code 000001. Now when you activate this code using a dispense or using an observer, it will send a code of 000001 to the encoded bulk. The encoded bulk will realize that and dispense a set amount of items back to your storage system. You can see that's exactly what we have here. 6-bit binary encoder available for you to encode a number, a binary number, into there. Just like this. Here we have 1, 2, 4, and 16. which is 23. I hope this was clear and concise. I hope this was a lot easier to understand. And I will be working on decoding bulk, or an encoder and a decoder, and a bulk storage in the future.